Ruben Amorim owes Man United fans a proper explanation over brutal Marcus Rashford treatment. Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. The Portuguese manager's tough stance on Marcus Rashford has not outraged supporters, but they must be wondering exactly what the striker has done to be frozen out of the squad. The idea that Ruben Amorim's position as Manchester United manager should be under any sort of threat is ridiculous. The Ruben interim tag is funny, but that is about all. Results are not great, United having stumbled to 4 defeats in their last 5 Premier League games. And let's face it, the one victory in that run was an early Christmas present from a woefully generous Manchester City. But Amorim has inherited a squad that is not fit for elite purpose, and as he carries out his own inventory of what is currently available to him, matters are unlikely to improve anytime soon. The malaise that has long been present in United's playing staff is so deep that it would be hard to argue against the suggestion that offers for any player should be listened to when the season comes to an end. And if anyone, in the summer or even in the impending winter window, offers decent money for Marcus Rashford, it will be snap their hands off time. There is a huge irony that the latest Sir Jim Ratcliffe-led, cost-cutting wheeze is, apparently, to stop a £40,000 donation to an ex-player's charity, yet he has a current player earning £375,000 a week for doing nothing. Doing nothing while as fit as a fiddle. There are probably few United fans who would not side with Amorim when making the sort of decision that has seen Rashford frozen out of the first-team squad. So many United supporters have said Rashford's attitude has been rotten, so they can hardly complain when a new manager takes action. Is Marcus Rashford's Manchester United career over? Have your say below. But what is lacking from Amorim is a spot of transparency. What is Rashford doing so badly that it means he is not even considered for a place on the bench? What are the crimes that are keeping him out of a squad that is getting thumped at home by Bournemouth and losing at Wolves? This is a player who remains United's joint top Premier League scorer this season, albeit with a measly 4 goals. This is a player who has scored 3 times for Amorim. In an interview that surely marked his lifelong association with club, Rashford has said he is ready for a new challenge. But it is hard to see him going anywhere in January, and while he remains on the books, at an exorbitant cost to the club, he remains available for selection. And the bottom line is that a fully motivated, fully committed Rashford gets into a first-choice United team. We are guessing Amorim believes Rashford is neither fully motivated or committed, but we are only guessing. Transfer News Live. Man United agree on Marcus Rashford exit as Arsenal lineup swap deal. Express Sport brings you the latest transfer news and gossip. Premier League clubs are making their final plans ahead of a busy January transfer window. There are several managers desperate for the funds to improve their squads this winter after a tricky start to the season. There could be further upheaval at Manchester United, where another overhaul could help Ruben Amorim find a winning formula. Over the road at Manchester City, Pep Guardiola has overseen the club's worst period of form in 21 years and has a team that is crying out for improvement. North London rivals Arsenal and Tottenham both need reinforcements. There could even be room for Liverpool and Chelsea to improve after their excellent starts to the campaign. Newcastle suffer blow. Newcastle's pursuit of transfer target Antonio Silva seems to be hitting a brick wall. Newcastle have tracked the Benfica centre-back for over a year and a half, but the Premier League side are finding the financials of a deal tough. And that could pave the way for Juventus to snap the youngster up in January. Man United, new goalkeeper. Man United are reportedly targeting a new goalkeeper, with Brighton number 1 Bart Verbruggen a potential target. It has been reported by the Daily Star that Andre Onana is increasingly unsettled at Old Trafford after a series of disappointing displays. And Verbruggen has emerged as the favourite to replace Onana. McAtee wants Man City exit. The problems continue to ramp up for Pep Guardiola, with it being reported that Man City youngster James McAtee reportedly wants to leave the club. According to The Telegraph, the young talent has grown tired of life on the fringes at the Etihad. A bidding war could well take shape soon, with the likes of Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Brentford and Crystal Palace thought to be keeping tabs on his situation. Real Madrid planning for life with Alexander-Arnold. Real Madrid are growing in confidence that they will sign Trent Alexander-Arnold as a free agent this summer, reports the Daily Mail. The La Liga giants are now planning for life with the England international, despite the player only being in contact with Liverpool over a new contract rather than Los Blancos. The Reds insist they will continue to attempt to tie Alexander-Arnold down to a new deal until the right-back, in their worst-case scenario, pens a new deal with another club. Ex-Chelsea star could make shock Prem return. Former Chelsea star Hakim Ziyech has been linked with a shock return to the Premier League. According to H24, West Ham and Ipswich Town are following the Galatasaray winger closely, along with a host of European outfits. Ziyech has spoken openly about his desire to leave Turkey in recent weeks, being limited to just 83 minutes of football since the end of August. Federico Chiesa is reportedly keen to leave Liverpool, just a matter of months after arriving at Anfield. Ruben Amorim is about to try something new at Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes has started every game under Ruben Amorim at Man United, but he will be suspended for the visit of Newcastle. One of the best abilities a footballer can have is availability, and that's something Bruno Fernandes has never had an issue with. The Manchester United captain's conditioning can't be faulted, and he is very rarely unavailable through injury. However, being unavailable due to suspension is another matter. Having never been expelled in his career before this season, the Portugal international has been sent off 3 times in 2024-25, granted one of those red cards was overturned on appeal. He will miss the clash with Newcastle on Monday night after being shown a second yellow card in the defeat at Molineux on Boxing Day, and his absence means Ruben Amorim will have to do some tinkering. The Portuguese coach recently admitted he was close to settling on his best starting 11, but at least one change will be needed for the visit of Newcastle given Fernandes' suspension. Fernandes has started every game since Amorim's arrival, and so the United head coach has some thinking to do. Fernandes has started in the front 3 in 6 of Amorim's opening 10 games as boss, including all of the previous 3 games, playing a slightly deeper midfield role in the other 4 matches. When Fernandes has played in midfield, Amorim has used 3 different front 3s, but he won't be able to rely on one of said combinations on Monday. Rasmus Højlund, Alejandro Garnacho and Mason Mount started against Arsenal and Bodo/Glimt, though Mount's injury means that trio will not be seen on Monday. The same goes for the front 3 that started against Manchester City, Mount, Højlund and Ahmad. The only remaining option Amorim has tried before that he could have turned to was the front 3 that started against Victoria Plzen. Joshua Zirkzee, Ahmad and Marcus Rashford were the starting forwards that night, though the latter's current situation at the club means that option also seems out of the question. Amorim thought he was close to nailing down his preferred starting 11, but Fernandes' suspension means he's going to have to try something new. Transfer News Live, Man United learn Cunha stance, Arsenal in loan talks, Alexander-Arnold latest. Manchester United's January transfer window is likely to center around Marcus Rashford's future, whilst Liverpool look to retain Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold, with Arsenal in the market for more firepower. The Boxing Day games have been and gone, and now the January transfer window is just days away. A host of Premier League clubs are expected to make moves, with Manchester United potentially dealing with ins and outs. Marcus Rashford continues to be a headline name and could secure an Old Trafford exit after speaking publicly about his next move, but finding a buyer could be the main issue for the Red Devils. The team's struggles could also see Amorim bring in new faces, although funds are at a premium and the new manager is prepared to work with what he's got for now. Arsenal are likely to be focused more on incomings, with Bukayo Saka set for an extended spell on the sidelines. Mikel Arteta's side, if they are to mount a challenge, need more firepower in the final third, but finding a premier marksman mid-season could be their issue. Liverpool's is on keeping hold of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. All three players will be free to negotiate with clubs from overseas on January 1st, meaning time is against them, and their academy right-back is reportedly edging towards a move to Real Madrid. Rashford to Spurs. Spurs are likely to look to reinforce their attack, but Rashford would not fit into the club's philosophy, per The Athletic. The Lily-Whites will instead target players aged under 23. Pep wishlist. Pep Guardiola has 5 players on his list to improve Man City. Martin Zubimendi and Marc Guéhi among them. Cunha latest. Safe to say Wolves wants to keep him. Speaking this weekend, Vitor Pereira said of Cunha, "I hope he stays with us for a long time, but I understand that as a special player, he will have opportunities for sure in his career. It is not only about his technique, but his personality. He is special because he can take the ball in a moment of pressure and make magic from nothing. No, of course I do not want him to be sold in January," he added. After demanding €30 million, £24.9 million, for Michael Keown last summer, Fiorentina could now be ready to slash his price to just €15 million, £12.4 million, amid his struggle for minutes. Fiorenzo Viola claimed that Tottenham, Newcastle and Aston Villa all had offers for the right-back turned down in the summer. Arsenal were also said to have explored a move. Thanks for watching.